Good morning and welcome back to BIFA TV, your daily dose of industry information. Today I'm joined once again by Ian Matheson for this week's What the Papers Say. So Ian, thank you so much for joining me. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, Brooke, and hope you are too.
I am as
And
well,
I'm
thank you.
good. I'm going to bring you a slightly different version, or viewers a slightly different version of what the papers say this week.
Okay.
Um, as you know, over the last few weeks since Donald Trump was elected, there's been a huge amount of coverage in the
Yeah.
national media about the impact of tariffs on the global economy,
hmm
as well as international trade and the logistics work that underpins it.
Yeah, of course.
Well, one person who has featured extensively in that media coverage is none other than a lady called Ali Renison, who is actually one of the keynote speakers at next month's national conference.
Yes, she is. She will be on day 2 of our conference, which we're actually less than a month away now, so getting very excited. But yeah, she will be on our session titled What Trump Means for Trade, so talking about that very specific topic.
Yeah, very topical. So delegates hopefully will get the opportunity to hear the latest intelligence from her. And as I say, it should be very topical because I believe she spent the last couple of months actually on the ground in Washington, D.C.
Yes,
Looking
she
at
has.
her
She just got
profile
back.
on LinkedIn. Yeah, sorry. Looking at her profile on LinkedIn, she's obviously got loads of experience in this area, having been, I think she was previously a policy advisor to the Secretary of State for Business and Trade, and before that, she headed up trade and business policy at the Institute of Directors. So I guess she'll be able to tell members a few interesting things about what's going on.
Yeah, she certainly will.
Yeah. Actually, the coverage of Ali's comments shows how interested the mainstream media has become in all things logistics, which, as you know, started with Brexit, continued with the COVID pandemic, and is ongoing as a result of Mr. Trump's favourite word.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's one of the reasons that we set up that database of PR and comms contacts, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah. I mean, what we're trying to do, as you know, Brooke, is build a database of PR marketing contacts within member companies, and the reason for that is that sometimes when we get an inquiry into BIFA from the mainstream media, from the FT or the Economist or Wall Street Journal or whatever, they want to talk about operational issues, and they really need to be able to speak to someone who is working at the coalface. So they need to be
Yeah,
able
of
to speak
course.
to a member rather than in the BIFA secretariat.
Yeah, I know that this worked quite well with the when Heathrow went down the other day, didn't it, as well? And it gave a lot of our members the opportunity to get some free publicity, but also to kind of promote the industry to the media.
That's right. I mean, by getting onto this database, we basically just send out the inquiry that we received to the whole database, and it's first come, first served. If they want an opportunity to get their name and their profile and their business's profile in the mainstream media, it's a great way of doing that. And I know that I've seen people like Uniserve, Unsworth, companies like that have already capitalised on this. They're on that database, and but we want more. I think there's about 60 companies on the list at the moment, but as I say,
Yes.
there's
Yeah.
there's always room for more. And if anybody's watching and their company's got a PR contact or a marketing contact, just let them, tell us.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something that we're seeing like have that steady grow, isn't it, as well? So we'll pop the email addresses in the description. So if any of you guys watching, if you have a comms or a PR contact that isn't already on this list, drop us a message with their details and we'll get them added to that list. Thank you so much for watching today's edition of BeefLink TV, your daily dose of industry information.